Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Dana.
Hello.
We're back for some more Dawson's Creek, Season 4, Episode 3. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So tonight we're watching Season 4, Episode 3, which is titled The Two Gentlemen of Capeside.
Oh, it's all hitting me now. I remember.
I hear the anxiety.
Okay, we are in for a ride. Oh, man.
At first I thought it was Pacey that was pulling her hair. I didn't realize it was Drew.
So this again, like, what is it about like this dude that feels weirdly psychotic? And I don't know if it's his eyes.
He's got evil eyes.
They're like so blue. It's like gives you a little bit of like, are you okay? Like, are you a demon? You tell me, right? You
Yeah.
know?
I think it's his eyebrows. He has like menacing eyebrows.
Yeah, it's like the dark hair and the light eyes. It's
Uh-huh.
something about it gives like
Vampire.
yeah, vampire exactly. Like he's gonna and then of course like the way he's acting with Joey is just such prey, like
Uh,
hunter prey vibes.
Um, YouTube suggested a video to me today. It said Pacey and Joey, 14 minutes of them being absolutely like unbearable. So I guess it's like them on their bullshit.
Listen,
I didn't have 14 minutes to dedicate to it, so I didn't watch it.
don't you dare give that type of haterade a view at all. Like, people are just jealous because they know that Pacey and Joey are the ultimate couple. They're better than anybody else so far.
I don't think it was meant in a bad way though. I think it was just like them pretending like they don't love each other or whatever.
It sounds like haterade to me. Like, was it Dawson and Joey propaganda? Is what that is.
The Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they just want you to get on board with Dawson's Creek. Remember it's Dawson's Creek.
Right.
What happened to the kinder, gentler Grams? I miss her.
Jennifer, I'm not so old that I don't remember how important senior fall term is.
Old enough to call it fall term.
Much of what your next 4 years will be is being decided now, Jennifer, and I will not let a momentary heartache squander any opportunities you may have. I'm hereby putting a 48-hour cap on your melancholy.
You can't cap my melancholy.
Watch me. Now here, stay dry.
Have you looked outside today? Because it happens to be beautiful.
Today is a red letter day in the Farmer's Almanac. Rain is definitely predicted.
Watch it go rain. It's gonna rain.
I feel like all of what Graham says was false. I had like 3 classes my senior year.
Well, I feel like we all, what it's so funny is that like this type of stuff is like exactly like what you would deal with. Like I remember same thing, like kind of you would end up being just about this done with the last year. You had like basically nothing going on.
I stopped showing up for the first 2 periods, like, which was probably bad because I could have like not graduated because one of them was gym, and I guess he likes me because he passed me.
Yeah. I mean, like I would just had already so many like the credits were already kind of like taken care of, and you're basically like wrapping up what you've been doing for the last like 4 years. Well, I went to a tech school, so it was a little different, but like there was just a lot of stuff.
So did I. Like
Yeah.
was, we call it BOCES here. It
Yeah.
was tech school. I was going for what I currently do, and
Yeah.
I was basically just showing up to catch the bus to go to that school. Like,
Seriously, I was going there to see my friends and then like leave. Like it
I
was.
think I showed up for English,
Hmm.
economics, or some kind of social studies,
Hmm.
and lunch, and then I caught the bus.
I think also that like a part of that was us just being like good at school in some way. Like I don't know. I for some reason I was able to just like always pass, keep it moving, next level kind of thing. And then so it just caught up to the fact that I just did it all. So
I was a procrastinator, like, if there was a paper due, I was doing it, like, the night before, like
that's how it happened. That's how college turned out for me. Like, I just something about the extra freedom,
Uh-huh.
I was like, "Oh, I'll do whatever."
Yeah.
You know? Whatever, and then all night, just crazy drawing, crazy clicking, like, absolutely
I just
insane.
feel like like, it's still true. I just feel like I do my best work when I'm under pressure, like, I'm just able to 'cause I know it has to get done, so, like
Yeah, I mean, like, it definitely can be. If I have too much time, I second guess everything. So you're
Right.
just making decisions, like, you're forced to.
Yeah, going with your gut pretty much.
Exactly, let the instinct shine. Mhm.
Whoa, Andy, you okay?
Yeah, I just got a little dizzy, that's all.
Here, here, sit down.
Yeah.
It's that new drug you started, isn't it?
Yeah, Nardole. Yeah, it's actually working pretty well, better than anything else I've tried.
I know it's just preventative, but you.
Is that a product placement for a drug?
I don't know. But, like, like, if they're going where they could be going, might not be too great for them.
I feel like she went out of her way to say the drug name.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's obviously gonna be a plot point. Like, we need to remember this drug and what it's doing.
Oh, you can just forget about the world out here.
Yeah, you could almost forget that your girlfriend's spending the entire afternoon with her ex-soulmate.
Stacy, I am probably the last person on earth that you should be out here with.
Oh, that's not true. You ever seen Dougie in a Speedo?
I mean, I love you and Joey, but if you're having doubts whether a teenage couple can sustain a relationship, I'm probably not the best person to talk to.
Also, you hooked up with her, and Joey knows that.
That they hooked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, why is it not, what I mean? I understand that Dawson's former soulmate, but I think it's like a little hypocritical considering that like, they were gonna be fuck buddies. Like,
But they didn't.
they didn't, but they planned it. Like, they were into doing that. So it's like they're kind of exy in a weird way, but just saying, like,
Well, we took sort of
I see only one red flag here. At the end of your sophomore year, you took a medical leave of absence.
Yes, I did. But I was able to make up my finals, and none of my grades suffered.
Nothing serious, I hope. Your illness?
I was having some emotional problems.
Emotional problems. So this was a mental illness. Would you like some tea, dear?
Sure.
Who cares? That's
mm, well,
if her grades didn't suffer, who cares? Like a
because
medical
people are
woman.
judgmental and they suck ass. I kept thinking, like, girl, lie. Say, like, yeah, I had it was just a passing stomach illness that was very long lasting, and now I'm back and I'm fine. Just go, oh yeah, it's a little nose candy, and they would have been like, ah, whatever, girls be girls.
I mean, it's like a catch-22 because it's like you can't say I'd rather not talk about it because then it looks like you're hiding something that's
Yeah, no, literally make up something, lie,
like
like,
it's none of your business. Like
right. It is.
clearly my grades didn't suffer. I'm fine. Like,
The fact that there was any mention of her having any sort of leave of absence is irrelevant to one's resume. So, like, the fact that it was even present in some sort of record that she was looking at is kind of BS to begin with.
right.
But, like, if I was, it's just, it's fucked. But at the same time, like, if I was Andy, I would have lied.
Yeah.
Made up something that they did not want to talk about. That's why you go with poop, gastro, into no one wants to talk about that shit. Literally.
But it wasn't a man because then you'd have to say it was like a feminine issue and they would like,
Seriously, yes, be like, oh, it was had to do with my uterus, and then they would go, oh,
all right.
okay,
Come on.
and yeah, and then since she was talking to a woman, I
Yeah.
would have said like, oh, and I have IBS or Crohn's disease, like, and I had a very severe summer, but I have it under control. And then they just kind of go, and
Got
they feel embarrassed.
So uterus for men, poop for women.
That's exactly, because no one wants to talk about that shit.
I was a part of that betrayal.
Yes, and you apologized for it. You at least showed some sort of remorse for what happened. Pacey could care less, which is fine. It's just not the kind of person I'm going to race out and be friends with again. And it's time for everyone to just accept that reality and move on with their lives, starting with you and me talking about this play without referencing them. Can we do that?
I can't wait. I have to comment.
Okay, go for it. I'm kind of on the fence here. I don't know. Go ahead.
You apologize for it. You showed remorse, like, because she wronged you. Like, ugh, I hate him.
That's what I mean. Like the fact that he thinks he needs an apology
Yeah,
for what? Because you had feelings for someone, and Pacey also had feelings for someone, and she happened, and he like confesses, like he didn't do anything wrong, and neither did she. They didn't do anything wrong. Dawson had feelings, but at the same time, if I'm thinking from Dawson's point of view, I'm just saying I understand like his logic. That's like, why would I be friends with someone when I felt as though they
I get
really
that.
betrayed me?
What he's
So
saying.
I was like, makes sense what he's saying, but he's coming from the wrong, like, they didn't do anything wrong to begin with. Like, you had big feelings, and that's all that was.
And it's just him saying, he betrayed me, and her kind of like backing that up with, I was a part of that betrayal. You didn't betray anybody. You
Yeah.
were single.
Right. Like, you guys weren't together. Just because he was in love with you and you with him at some point, and he may have been currently at that time, did not equate that to a relationship
Right.
or some sort of like, there was at no point did they say, "Oh, we are exclusively going to like we weren't going to date other people
Yeah.
at any point."
What about Eve?
Yeah, exactly. And
You
then
know,
the
didn't have an
principal's
arrest.
daughter or whatever. Like he was flirting the hell out of with her, right? And then he didn't have a problem with the fact that she was like dating that guy from college.
Right.
It has everything to do with Pacey. He feels betrayed because Pacey's his friend. And
Mhm.
it's kind of like, why does that matter?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't Pacey allowed to like, that's why it's kind of like at first I'm like confused because it's like, oh, I logically understand where he's coming from because if I was in his shoes, probably wouldn't want to be friends either. I also probably wouldn't be friends with her either. Like, I
It's
wouldn't want to see any of it.
it's almost like if it was anybody else that he couldn't say anything, but because it's Pacey and they were
Right.
friends, he gets to take out
Exactly.
on somebody.
Exactly. And then he gets to ostracize him. And that's why it's like doesn't look good for like this whole thing doesn't look good for Dawson for me.
Because like even if things worked out with the college guy,
Mhm.
like he'd be like, "Who the hell's Dawson? Why would I care what he thinks?"
Right. Right. Well, then it's kind also at the same time, she's like, is would he be this mad and this upset and this heartbroken that she was with him instead of Pacey? Like that's the whole thing. It's like I feel like this is this has more to do with the fact that it's Pacey than it has anything to do with Joey.
Right.
I wish you all the best. And now, if you'll excuse me.
Folks, this means severe pitch erosion.
She's better than me because that's if I was a girl and that smug look on her face, I would have slapped her. Second, I would have been like, "Bitch, you are my backup school, so I don't even need."
Right. Well, let's hope I get in that first spot. And I can't like this is all not surprising. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I'm not shocked that this is how this woman decided to react and how she's
Well, she's
frightening what.
this is only the second episode we've seen her in, but she's seems like a bitter woman.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the way Drew described her, like basically that she was basically like betrayed or conned into getting into a life and used to it, and now she does whatever it takes to maintain that life. And putting her name behind someone who may have had a breakdown is not one of them. Apparently, she's very cutthroat.
Yeah,
You
but
know
she's like, it's almost like she's taking joy in like making her uncomfortable. Like that's
that. No, I'm sure she. Yes.
it,
Well, I think it's more like the one of those situations. I don't know. The way she was approaching it felt very like pragmatic, I guess, or like just very upfront, like, listen, I get it, whatever, but I can't put my name to that.
Right.
Like, no matter whether whatever how it makes you feel, it's literally written down on this sheet. I can't,
Yeah.
I can't say it's good because nobody else is gonna think it's good. So
What can we do about it?
Go get him. Now, do you know if there's a boat I can borrow around here?
I think Mrs. Valentine has a spare set of keys to all the boats at the club.
Which is why it's always a good idea to be nice to Mrs. Valentine's little boy. Try slip before you want in the Artful Dodger. I think the old geese see you.
Okay. Dawson just sailed for the first time last season when he like almost crashed into Pacey. Like he's gonna like sail in a storm.
you're I completely forgot about that. He almost killed Pacey too. Like so.
He knows how to drive like a motorboat because
Mhm.
he's driven Mitch's before and he crashed it because he was getting a blowjob. But like,
Oh my god, that's so goddamn true.
but he doesn't know how to sail on his own.
I
I mean, I guess if Joey's with him, she helped Pacey with the sailing.
Yeah, if they all go, maybe I would imagine. So here's the thing: I'm trying to assume that all of them have sailing experience of some sort. I mean, obviously, we know Dawson's experience is limited, but like moving boats, driving them, at least motorboats in some way, because they're all shoreside kids. I don't know.
Hmm.
I
Maybe
don't.
Drew will go with them.
Jen is literally the worst person to be in this situation. She knows like zero. She's from New York. She doesn't know how to sail. Nothing.
She said before when he was spouting off, so she was like in English.
English, like yeah.
Okay, Jack, look, I'm gonna go to the marina office and try and get in contact with them. You board up the windows. If you can't find any boards, then just shove some tables up against them, okay?
Yeah, you got it.
You can't just move the table.
Yeah, watch me.
Yeah, do you have any other suggestions on how to keep the storm out? No, I didn't think so. Okay, you're right. 555-0154. 555-0130. That's Dawson.
Yeah, so shut up, bitch.
Watch her take care of the situation. Watch Mama work. Watch
Let me and my mental illness take care of the
well, watch as my mental illness gets this situation together, bitch. Together. So get yourself together and write down this number. Like, love it.
Feels like you're having an emotional issue right now.
You might have some mental illness. Yeah.
Where's the Coast Guard?
That would have been my first thought, that they would probably want to call the Coast Guard if there was someone that was missing out in the hurricane. But at the same time, with hurricanes, even rescue crews, even if they know someone's out there, they're not going to go out there. If it's not safe for the rescue crews to go out there to retrieve them, they're
That's true.
stuck until the hurricane comes down. So even if they had the Coast Guard, I don't know if they would do what they're doing, which is crazy dangerous.
What about the Navy?
Not even the Navy. That's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to search and rescue, the only time they will come out and get you is if it's safe for them to do it.
Like that's
So
understandable.
if it's blizzarding, hurricane, tornado, the whole 9 yards. Like even when the last hurricane came through, like they basically told people in Florida, like, all right, we're at the point where rescue crews cannot come and get you. So you just have to hunker down and hold out.
Wow.
I just wanted to tell you, I was very impressed with the way you handled yourself today.
Thank you.
Yeah, she did more than handle herself. She handled the whole club.
Indeed. She did a fine job.
Yeah, she did your job.
Okay, Jack, come on, let's go.
The university will be very interested in hearing my impressions of you.
I'm also pretty sure the university will be very interested in hearing what a bitch they have representing them.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry, but please try to understand the position you've now put me in.
You wouldn't dare.
No, you know what? I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, Mrs. Valentine, I'm nothing like you. I don't derive any pleasure in wielding whatever little power I have over others.
So, you know what? Just give me the recommendation that you see fit, because if anyone at that university knows you half as well as I've gotten to know you, it's not going to count for much anyway. Come on, Jack, let's go.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Ooh, do you need some Neosporin? Do you need some aloe for your burns?
Thank God Jack called her a bitch. Because I just needed somebody to be like, shut the fuck up, you bitch.
Stop it! Stop it!
And it's at my TV, so they can't say shut the fuck up.
I've been wanting to tell you that I'm sorry, Dawson. I'm really sorry for the way everything went down this spring. For my part in it, for the pain that it must have caused you. And I'm really sorry that I ruined our friendship, because I miss it badly. And however far off it may be, I do look forward to the day when you and I might be friends again.
Well, Dawson did follow it up with until then, so he's not on the we'll never be friends again train anymore.
Right. I just, again, like, I don't, like, maybe I didn't want Pacey to apologize. You know? Like, I didn't think he need, like, but the way he phrased it, it's like, I'm sorry for how things worked out that way.
Mhm.
He's like, kind of like, I'm sorry that your feelings got hurt kind of conversation. But, like, also taking the onus for, like, ending their relationship, like,
Yeah.
it always feels like Pacey is being the bigger person in these
Mhm.
situations, that he's, like, the first one to make the overture, first one to hand out the
Well,
olive branch, extend his hand kind of
the
thing.
way it was written, Pacey had to, because Dawson said to Joey, he never even apologized to me. So that had to happen for him
Yeah,
to
of course, because it had to come back around, and it's Dawson's Creek. But it's just one of those things that it's like, maybe I've always felt like I was always the person that, like, kind of came around,
Mhm.
tried to talk, sent the message, shook the extended the hand out, and, like, maybe in my older age, I'm just like, "No more.
Yeah.
Done.
Mhm.
Done. Like, I don't care." And then, like, this type of thing is reminiscent of that. So it's like, why does Pacey need to be the one that, like, comes around? Like, Dawson did, like he said, what anyone would have done. He was saved an innocent, like, a person's life, you know, and that was that.
So what do you think about Drew and Jen knowing each other?
That was a little bit of shock. I was like, "Oh my god, what does this mean?" Because I was wondering, where does Drew come in all this? Because it
Uh-huh.
can't be just some random rich dude that they dropped in. Like, it's
Mhm.
just he's the fact that he's, like, been hanging around too much, has so many lines. There's no way that he's just some random rich dude that Joey, like, bumped into. It's kind
Right.
of like there's got to be more to this. So it's interesting to see that they're giving him more backstory.
Mhm.
Who is he to Jen? That's what I would love to know. Like, in her story, all we know is, like, there was a guy that she gets caught with. That's why
Which I was thinking was him, but I think it was Billy, the
it
guy
was
from
the other
Jersey.
guy, right? Right.
Mhm.
So, and, like, I'm trying to remember, like, any other story she's talked about in New York,
Maybe he's just
kind of connect him
a kid
to
she went
it.
to school with that has a bad reputation.
Yeah, well, that happens to know her. I mean, like, they both are kind of birds of a feather. A little
Yeah.
bit of black sheep of their family, maybe, and then
I
she's
mean,
off to Massachusetts.
you put them back in New York, and it's pretty much the plot of Gossip Girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it feels very, like, Gossip Girl adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like, that was pretty interesting to kind of, like, have happen.
Mhm.
And finally, I'm glad we know now, like, what's Drew's, like, kind of like why Drew is, like, really here. It's like, oh, he's, like, gonna be a bit of a plot device. I don't know what, because Jen also said in the boat, like, I've never been in love. So it's like, is Jen finally gonna get a love, like a true love
Um,
interest? Like, is
you think
that,
he's a love interest?
like, maybe? I mean, like, sometimes I try to remember, like, when they make it a point to, like, focus in, or maybe I don't know, it could be like a personal thing that, like, if you focus
Mhm.
in on something, sometimes, like, when writers want you to, like, hear what
Y
they're saying,
You think it's like a bait and switch, like, we thought he was gonna be for Joey, but now he's for Jen?
well, I thought he was gonna be a foil to Pacey,
Mhm.
and then I thought now I'm thinking, like, there's a world where because they're so similar that maybe Jen and him, like, have that maybe enemies to lovers type room
Maybe.
situation, but I don't know. I don't know, there's still a lot to unpack. He could also just be a villain because 'cause
Right.
he's been kinda playing, like, low-key villain,
Mhm.
like, he helps, but begrudgingly,
Grudgingly, yeah.
like, so he hasn't really, like, done a lot in the
Yeah.
good category, but he hasn't been, like, straight up evil either, but, like, during this whole scenario, he was not really he showed up with the boat, so, like, he's kinda like that villain that, like, he's like that kind of, gray guy where, like,
Yeah.
he'll do the right thing in the end, but
Mhm.
not without complaining the entirety of it, you know?
I
So,
actually don't remember what his character does, honestly. So, it'll be all new for me, sort of.
you don't any theories since you don't remember? Hmm.
Um, I think he, like you said, is a great character.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I don't wanna say anything that I do remember because I don't wanna spoil anything for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um,
I keep forgetting that you've seen this. I have not.
I know he's a fan favorite, or at least from everything I read back then, he seemed to be a fan favorite.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, and we'll just have to see what happens.
His eyes are also really far apart. If you think about his face.
Are they?
Well, giving a little bit of Sid from Ice Age.
Oh my god.
But it could be just me. And I'm like, "You're a villain. You're gonna ruin things. I don't like it. And leave my Jen alone. She's a good girl. She's a good girl."
She had a year of quietness, now she's gotta
No, yeah, that's what they gave her a season and that was it. They're like, "No, no, 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 no. We're gonna break up your relationship, almost kill you in a hurricane,
Uh-huh.
and now we're gonna make you relapse."
And now
Yeah,
you're gonna do ecstasy.
relapse on ecstasy. Uh,
Alright. Well,
vampires.
as always, you can find us on all the other socials at Queers and Soaps, and until next week, have a great night. Bye.